Hi, my name's Cortney. I'm the collections technician for the Human History Department at the Manitoba Museum. In my previous video, I talked to you all about the Hong Kong Veterans, which was a group of men from the Winnipeg Grenadiers. This story I'm going to tell you today is all about a gentleman who lost his life in the Battle of Hong Kong. And the artifacts that I'm going to show you today tell an amazing love story that was preserved by his wife for over half a century. James Brady grew up in Elmwood, which is now a neighborhood in Winnipeg. He lived with his mom and his two younger sisters, Eileen and Dorothy, on Talbot Avenue. When he was in his late teens, he met Eleanor Geib at a dance. Eleanor lived in North Kildonan, and a flourishing romance soon blossomed between the young couple. At the onset of World War II, James, also known as Jimmy, decided to enlist with the Winnipeg Grenadiers. The Winnipeg Grenadiers were initially sent to Jamaica, and the first couple of years of the war were fairly uneventful for the entire group. He and Eleanor exchanged a ton of letters back and forth. He asked her lots of questions about what was going on back home, including inquiring after his sisters and his mom. When the Winnipeg Grenadiers returned to Winnipeg, Eleanor and James quickly got married in October of 1941. They were married at John Black Church in Winnipeg and then had a little celebration at her parents' house on Bonner Avenue. The couple were so excited to get married, but unfortunately the celebration was short-lived as Jimmy and the rest of the Winnipeg Grenadiers were shipped off to an unknown destination only days after they tied the knot. Jimmy continued to write letters to Eleanor talking about what it was like to travel across the ocean. In addition to talking about the ephemera of daily life, Jimmy would always sign his letters to Eleanor, "All my love, for you and you only." This is a very sweet gesture and a really important way to drive home how much he cared for his young bride. In addition to writing letters, Jimmy also sent his new bride a number of items that he purchased while he was in Hong Kong. What we can see here in front of me is an outfit that he purchased for her, which included a little vest, a robe, pants, and a little pair of slippers. These were shipped overseas, and this was a common practice for a lot of the Winnipeg Grenadiers and other soldiers stationed in Hong Kong. Unfortunately, when the Battle of Hong Kong broke out, Jimmy was one of the many victims and lost his life due to shelling on the 19th of December. Very, very sadly, Eleanor and Jimmy's mother and sisters did not find out about his passing until over a year later, in January of 1943, when she finally received a telegram that detailed his passing. Eleanor was very young at the time of their marriage, and naturally, she remarried and she had a beautiful family. But throughout all of that, she maintained and preserved all of these pieces of material culture that reflected their relationship. One of the pieces that was donated as part of the acquisition from Eleanor's family was the memorial medal that she received upon Jimmy's passing. She strung her engagement ring on the purple ribbon and maintained that until it came here to the museum. It's now on display in our Winnipeg gallery as part of our World War II display. His sister donated the memorial medal that her mother had received upon the passing of her brother. So right here in this case, I have that memorial medal on its purple ribbon, and you can see on the back of it, his name is engraved. Through the preservation of this important material culture by Eleanor and then subsequently by her family, we're able to preserve the life of Private James Brady and tell his story for many, many years to come. Thanks for joining me. We had planned such a beautiful future, but it all ended up in a dream. But in God's garden of memories, we will always be together, it seems. Ever remembered by Eleanor.